Hi there, my name's Aaron Short and welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I'm checking out the Elite Acoustics X4-2 Pro. This is a StompMix. Now, I've reviewed a lot of Elite acoustic products on my channel. I'm definitely a fan, and this is an easy one today. I've already reviewed this in a way. I've had a version of the StompMix on the channel, and it was excellent. This is the same, but it is rechargeable. What does that mean? Well, we'll talk about that today. Straight off the bat, if you don't need a rechargeable mixer, keep watching because all the features on here are in the other version for $100 less without the battery. So if you're interested in having a mini mixer at your feet that you can control here with the foot switches, definitely keep watching. But this is very unique in that this particular model, the newest one, is rechargeable. Let's go and do a close-up and check it out. Okay, so this is the X4-2 Pro. I've actually got my headset straight into this. So what you're hearing right now is everything through the mixer in mono out to my interface. So this headset mic isn't the best. I much prefer my Lewitt condenser mic for my live streams. But I wanted to plug this in because the demo has to be about the sound. So do wear headphones if you can. The first thing you should know is that this does use an external power supply. You plug an IEC cable into here, and you use this to charge up the pedal. But of course, once you've charged it, it's then completely battery powered. This is much taller than the version that doesn't use a battery, obviously because there's a battery inside. But it does mean that you get a long battery life from this, and I think that's important. You want this to work at least 2 gigs in a row or for a very long busking session. Because why would you choose this over the regular pedal? Purely for the battery power, right? It is more expensive, it is bigger. So put in the comments below why you would use this. But I think a great application for this would be for someone that has a battery powered speaker but wants to add more inputs or have this style of mixer rather than using the app control. Let's go in and try some settings with the vocal mic, and then we'll try the guitar as well. So all I've done so far is I've just turned the volume up to maximum to get the best kind of gain staging into my interface. And then if we go through channel 1, you just press on channel 1. It's very simple. Low, high, and mid. So my voice sounds a bit nasal, so I can that's much better. You see that? That 1K was killing me. And then you've got low end here. So let's take the low out, put the low back in. It gets much warmer, too warm. That's fine. High end here. So there is some hiss there. We'll see if we can get rid of that. But there's a little bit more background hiss than I would like. I've used these mixers a lot live and they work great. I've never noticed a problem with hiss at a gig, although we'll see if we can get rid of some of that hiss as we go. If we press again, so we've got a notch control, which is great for acoustic guitar, a high pass filter. I've got that at 100. That just rolls off all the low end. So I might just leave that. It's quite nice at 80. I don't want to make the voice too thin. If you go up too high, you'll get very thin and nasal and lose all your low end. So again, that's good for acoustic guitar. Let's press again. We've got a gate and a compressor. And I love these effects on here because you can actually see them engage. You see that? So if you just want a little bit of compression on your loudest talking now, it will bring it down. It's really useful, especially for this video. And then at maximum, it's way too much. You can hear it kicking in too much, it's pumping. So for the sake of this video, I will leave it up here just so it's kicking in when I talk loud. And then that way I won't clip the microphone. For the noise gate, you can bring it up. Again, you can see the line on there when it kicks in. So the line means it's engaged. And the hiss is gone. So if you were live streaming with this, that's what I would do. Maybe even a bit more. Maybe a bit more. I mean, the hiss is virtually gone now. I do use a noise gate for my live streams, it should be known. So some of the noise is coming from the room. That's great. So when you're not talking, there's no noise. Not sure I'd use this with acoustic guitar or even at a live gig, but if you're going to use it for something like I'm doing right now, it's very useful. So I'm going to leave that on now, and I'll show you the other parameters and effects that we have. So if we press page, oh, by the way, I am using 48 volts phantom power on this microphone right now, and the switch is right there. This does have some features that the smaller unit doesn't have. For example, I love the fact on the back you've got dedicated XLR outputs. You don't have that on the smaller version, so that is nice. Because it's got a bigger casing, it means you can have more things on the back, obviously. So let's press on page now, go through the options. Main mix, so there's my level there, it's my level on 1, bring these other ones down, and then press again. Auxiliary mix, so there's an auxiliary out, a 1/4 inch out for a monitor mix. That's very nice. Delay mix, so you can bring that up, and have delay, And you can also do some deep editing on the effects as well if you want to. Reverb send. So there's reverb. Hello. Testing. Yeah. And again, you can modify that if you need to. Just press on parameter and you get your options there. There's actually a shimmer, which is nice. Let's try that. So go back to reverb send, bring it up. Parameter. Shimmer. 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 Off. Tone. Decay. I'm going to do a long decay with a little bit of reverb. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I often do at my gigs. Testing. A little bit more. Testing. So it's just in the background. That's really nice now. If I was narrating a book or something, that'd be good, right? Hello. The reverb can be adjusted. Remember that. You've got the amount for each channel and you can go in there and fine tune it. So make sure you do that if you get one of these. All right. So you've got delay and reverb, and delay had that as well. So delay parameter, lo-fi repeats, beats per minute and time. You can assign these foot switches to functions. That's why you have it on the floor. There is also a tabletop mixer. That's the one that I currently use actually. And I'll link that one below as well. It doesn't have the foot switches. That one's designed to be on the tabletop or on your mic stand. These foot switches are really designed to have this on the floor, and then you can have tap tempo and effects mute. Because you don't want all that reverb while you're talking to the audience. You can press a button, the reverb goes off. And then for delay, you can use that as a tap tempo to tap the beats in. You set that up in a different page. That's everything on the page section. So now the parameter section. Panning. So we're in mono right now, but if you're in stereo, you can pan the channels. Main level, that's currently at 0. That's maximum. But you can bring that down to have some room to play around with if you need to. Main mix, so I put my vocal at maximum. Again, I'm just trying to gain stage to reduce the noise as much as I can, get the best sound. Main pan, main level. So that's parameters. System, input meters. This is very important. There's gain controls on the back. You see these little knobs? So you can set the gain. They say to have it around the yellow. I've got it a little bit higher. Starting to go in the red. You don't want to clip, but I'm just trying to get the best signal quality that I can for this video. So I might lower that just a little bit at a gig, because at a gig I'm going to start screaming, right? Maybe. System. This is where you set your memories and your assigns. Your memories, you can save things like you could save the gig you do every Saturday night. So when you get to the gig, you just load up your settings. The assigns, that's where you can do this here. So memory minus memory plus for A and B. So that means when you press B, you'll go up a memory. This only works, of course, if you do have memories saved. So make sure you do. And then you can do that there. But if you turn this knob, channel 1, channel 2, on or off, 1, 2, 3 or 4, 1 to 4, off, on or off, and then effects, on or off. That's really useful. Like I said, if we use that, if we go back and put the reverb on again, so reverb on channel 1, so I'm singing my song with my reverb right now, but then I want to talk to the audience. You can't talk to the audience like this. Sounds like we're in a cave, right? So you press B, and you talk to the audience. Thanks for your tips. I really appreciate it. By the way, do subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. And thank you for sending me the super chats. I really appreciate it. No, I'm just kidding. Then you're ready to sing again. You press B. Yeah. So that's really nice. And then A. So I was talking there. So when you take a break, you press that button, all the channels go off. When you want to talk, you press this and the reverb goes on or off. That is so useful. So many singers don't do that. I think it's super important. And that's the main selling point of this mixer. Also, of course, the fact that we're not plugged into any power right now is pretty cool. And if you can think of reasons to use the battery power feature, then do put them in the comments below. Many people have different use cases. There's lots of buskers out there. There's people that play in venues where you go straight into the system. So you could use this to go straight into a house system and send yourself an in-ear monitor mix while not having to plug in. Some venues don't have power in certain parts of the venue. So rather than run a long power cable to the gig, you could just throw this on the floor, plug it into their system, plug in your headphones and go. And that's how I'd probably use it, actually, because I use a lot of in-ear monitoring lately. Right, let's keep going. We're almost done here. Very, very easy to use, I have to say. I mean, if you just press all the buttons, it becomes very obvious what they do without even cracking open the manual. System, so input meters there, like I said. I'm a little bit hot, but that's okay. Memories, you can clear them, store, very easy to use there. The assigns I just showed you, and you can change those. Also, now we've got reverb and delay. Tap tempo. So that's useful. But let's get rid of that because I've messed things up. Effects off. There we go. So very easy to use that. So that's basically it. It's really easy to use. It shows you when it's charging. It shows you when the battery's low. Right on the top there, you've got your fan and power. You've got your headphones on the top. You can plug in-ear monitors into that, have a separate mix. You've got an auxiliary input if you want to plug in your backing tracks. I can see a lot of uses for this, and I can also remind you there is a version without the battery, but it also loses those dedicated XLR outputs. But it's a lot smaller and it's cheaper. I'm not talking about prices in the video too much lately because prices do change. I'll put the link below to this. This has been provided for review, and I'll put the link to the product in the description below in case you want to find out all the detailed specs and order one. But now, to finish up this video, let's plug in the acoustic guitar and hear what that sounds like. So input meters, it's very important to set that level. So I'm going to use those knobs on the back to do that. What you're hearing there is it coming through my vocal mic. So I'll mute the mic when I play the guitar for the demo. But that's now coming through number 2. So now I can go back to page again, bring up 2, and just make sure it's not too hot. Okay, that sounds great. And it's good, you see, you can put your vocal, the loudest thing you need to hear should be at full volume, in my opinion, full volume. And then the guitar wants to be just behind that, of course. It's backing up the voice for the show. So that can be a little bit lower. And now we'll edit the sound of the guitar. Just press on the button next to where it says the channel, and you get the options for that. So I'm going to mute the microphone and go through each effect here to its extremes, just so you can hear what each one does. Here we go. So as you can hear, it sounds really good. You've just got to dial it in right. The tips I can give you are, as with all mixers, set the gain appropriately. make sure every gain stage is optimized. And hopefully the things I showed you today will help you with that. I'll also cover that in a future video, in a general video about using mixers, so do subscribe for that in the future. But everything here sounds great. There's a little bit more background noise than I would like from like a really high-end mixer, but I'm able to mitigate that using the gain staging and using the noise gate. It's really good they included that noise gate. The guitar sounds a lot cleaner and the effects sound great. Remember, what you're hearing here is the guitar straight in. I think it sounds really good. I am using the Cole Clark Angel 3. It's got a great pickup system, but even so, I think it sounds excellent. So imagine singing with this at a gig. It's going to be really great, and the convenience is amazing. The portability of it is just excellent. So another great product from Elite Acoustics. I am still a fan, and I really recommend this one. I love the fact there's choices now too. You can get the battery powered version, you can get the non-battery powered version, you can get the tabletop version without the foot switches, and you can get the acoustic amp with everything built into the amp itself. So what do you think? Have you tried one of these? Do you own one of these? Do you use a mixer? Do you need a battery powered mixer? I'd love to continue the conversation in the comments below. Please do put your thoughts down there, and I'll look forward to seeing you in another video soon. I've got more Elite Acoustic content coming, so watch out for that. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.